We're going to drink the coffee because it's good for you. So,
oh man,
I got a hot cup. He's got a hot cup. Pour yourself a hot cup. Sit back and relax.
Where'd my hot cup go?
We'll talk about it. I don't know what you do. It's up there. I bet that's it. Is that it?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
TV's working. Oh, you got this. You got the smoke going?
Well, I can't hide it because you got the camera.
You don't need that. You're a big boy now. Just got a Marlboro.
Oh, there's what it looks like. See there? It is awful.
I know.
See there?
I want you.
You could raise it a little bit.
Raise what a little bit?
The camera.
The bar? I don't think the bar could be any higher right now.
What, the camera?
No, just the quality of this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Not that.
I think, Joe Rogan, eat your heart out. That's what I would say.
There must be a lag in that.
Yeah, there is a lag in that. I think watching that will probably throw you off.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's about a 30-second, 1 minute lag.
That one's not lagging, though.
No, that one's live.
Okay.
That one's A-OK. Here.
Okay.
You can see the chat here. Let's see. Show chat. Chat should come up.
Yeah.
Let's change the name since we're both on here.
If we had that. Yeah. There we go. There we go. That'll work.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
That's fantastic.
I'll just move over a little bit.
What's that going to do?
So I can have my smoke.
Don't do that. Wait. They've already seen it.
Okay.
There's nothing to...
We're not on yet.
Yeah, we are. We've been live for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know how they...
So we're ready for this nonsense.
Yeah, this is the nonsense. This is it.
So.
But you're so far away from your mic now, which is...
Well, I can fix that. Yeah. They got a hot... Yeah. So
well, here we are, everybody. This is it. We are here in Dad's apartment. And this... tell them about this Republican couch, Dad. I made a short today, and I said...
What about it?
Well...
I was wondering why you was calling it a Republican couch.
Didn't you tell me that you got the couch from like the Republican?
No, there's a story behind that. I'll tell that story. We get started. We're ready for the nonsense now.
This is the nonsense. Tell me the story.
The nonsense is we ain't gonna be drinking Kool-Aid. We ain't gonna be sipping tea. We're gonna be drinking coffee because it's good for you.
It is good for you.
Yeah. He's got a hot cup. I got a hot cup. Now we're going to talk about it.
Your father, Duke.
Yeah.
He told me that coffee is good for you, but water is bad for you.
Well, that's what's wrong with politics today. Some of these people need to be drinking the coffee instead of sipping the tea. They need to get some of them need a good shot of espresso.
Okay.
But anyway, this couch, when I moved in this apartment many moons ago, okay, when I first moved here, there wasn't nothing in here. And so I didn't have no furniture, nothing. So my dad, he was hanging out one day down at the Republican office down here in Denton County. And so they had this couch that they'd been using there in the lobby. for people to sit on. And so they just won't get rid of it. And he said, my son needs a couch. So he gave him $25 for it, and he brought it up here. And that's how, and it's funny. It's a blue couch too. So I guess
That's your favorite
there's
color.
probably been some, so if it was in the Republican lobby, there probably been some discussions done there. I would imagine.
I'm trying to keep the podcast G-rated. I was
G-rated.
I was thinking about, well, it'll go PG-13 probably. I don't know.
Well, if I'm on here, it probably will.
It feels stranger because we're in the same room, and when we're in the same room, I feel like I should like be better behaved than usual.
Wow. I don't know what make you think that.
I don't.
They're gonna see it anyway.
That's true. That's true. What do you think of the mics? Do you like hearing the voice in the headphones? Does that help?
Yeah, it's all right.
It feels kind of more like a radio show, doesn't it?
I'm not sure what it feels like. Yeah.
Oh man, I hate watching the number. When I see the number of people watching, it really messes with me.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to see it. So I remember at home once I would put duct tape over it, so I didn't know.
Well, how many are watching?
Two.
Well,
God bless their souls.
And one of them's that CIA,
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. He's on here.
Our European correspondent. I'm honored. I mean, I remember who was it? When Edward Snowden was on the Russell Brand show.
Yeah. And
Edward Snowden told Russell Brand, he said, the fact that you've talked to me, you're definitely in a file now. And Brand said, well, I thought about it and I realized I'd rather live my life the way that I'm in a file than not. If you're in a file for the good reasons,
Well,
do you think the CIA would have had a file on Jesus?
Oh, yeah. It would have been extensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the Romans would have had the, oh, shoot.
Yeah, you don't think
there wouldn't have been a few hundred pages. There'd been an entire book set.
You don't think Miss Cheadle would have protected him?
No, but if you got papers on you, that's a good thing. Be like a guy I used to work with. He said, one day I said, "You're crazy." He said, "I know it. I got papers to prove it." So I got them too. Hey, I heard, so.
Well, catch me up on this week. What's been going on with you? We haven't done this in a couple weeks. I went camping last week.
Right.
And we're back together this week. So catch me up on what's been going on.
Well, I went to the doctor and found out I got a double case of PTSD.
A double case?
A double case. Yeah. Because, see, I already got PTSD, but I found out I got a double case.
You've been traumatized.
I got post-traumatic stress disorder, and plus, I'm pretty tired of stupid Democrats.
Oh my God. A double case.
Not all of them, just the stupid ones.
Just the stupid ones.
Just the stupid ones.
Okay.
So.
Well, who's the stupidest Democrat, you think? Who would that be?
Oh, my file's long enough. I won't be I'll be like on it's a good thing I don't fly. I'd be up there with Tulsi. We'd have 2 details on us.
Yeah.
So anyway.
A whole pack of dogs following you.
Yeah. Well, of course, then they've had to, they found out they got the, at first it sounded like it was something made up, but, he had the Secret Service agent that supposedly left her post to go feed her baby. And here's the thing about that. if it wasn't true, you know, at first I thought it wasn't true, but then they say, well, it's under investigation. But the funny part about that, if you think about it, it's under investigation, but they didn't deny it.
Right.
You know, and I guess what it is, you know, they, you know, you know, I don't know. There may be an investigation on the other 12 Secret Service agents where they were, no, we weren't looking. But the thing about it is, I guess that just goes to prove the point, you know. I can see why she probably left her post because, you know, you can't have you can't have a baby on a 10-degree sloped roof anyway.
No, you can't.
No, that would be dangerous.
I'm gonna switch to that real quick. I'm gonna send an invite to Davey Smith. We'll see if he'll show up or not.
Okay.
You keep talking. Tell me about that sloped roof.
There's a lot of jokes about the sloped roof. But you know, nah. I don't know if there's anything to it, but you know, if you got a baby, it's you know, somebody said, well, you know, why didn't you get a babysitter? Well, all the babysitters were tied up because, you know, they had to make it safe. But anyway, no, I'm a wondering, you know, I said, you know, one's supposed, you know, you could give it the test, you know, like, you know, if you go down here to Burger King, McDonald's, you know, and you know, or you go down here to the cafe and the waitress, you know, or the cashier, just say the cashier, you know, just walks off and they go to, I mean, who does that? You know, they walk off and just leave the register, go feed their baby. Now, if you had you know, they got them Yelp surveys, you know, you know, and you give it a star rating. Now, you'd probably give her a 1 star, and that's how they ought to do that, you know. What's you know, a 1-star rating? You're gone, you know. I mean, I don't know.
So you would, how did we get on this exactly?
I don't know. How do we get on anything?
You would give her 1 star?
See, this is the thing about me and you.
For going to feed her baby?
You do, and I do, and we always worry about, well, what are we going to talk about? But once we sit down,
it doesn't matter.
It just...
It doesn't matter.
And
there will probably be 80 people watch this, which is 80 more than we deserve.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's good practice.
Well,
so tonight we're going to do we're going to do an hour live stream. And then me and you are going to record for an hour. I'm hoping we can get some guitar jams out of you.
Well, we can probably get at least 12 more viewers if we would send a copy of this to the FBI. Yeah. And they would assign some agents just to watch it.
You know, I recently discovered a Rolling Stones song that I absolutely love, and it's called Fingernail File. And it's about how the FBI is following Mick Jagger around. Did you know did you hear the Rolling Stones went to Branson? This isn't a joke. This is true. They played outside of Branson. And evidently Mick said on stage, he goes, I met Mick Jagger last night at the Dolly Parton Stampede.
Yeah.
He goes, it wasn't me. It was another Mick Jagger. And then Keith Richards said, he goes, I kind of like Branson, Missouri. I think I might move here.
Oh, my God. You know what? Yeah, cocaine's a powerful drug, ain't it? Yeah. You know, I don't know.
So let's say I've been out in the woods for 2 weeks. I've been camped last weekend. Tell me about politics. What did I miss? What's went on the past couple weeks?
Well, I don't know. Trump hired Tulsi Gabbard to be helping prepare for the debate.
That's pretty exciting.
And I don't know.
That's kind of like left and right coming together, because she was, I don't know if you knew this or not, she was vice president of the Democratic Party at one time. Did you know that?
Well, one time about 6-7 years ago, she didn't even care that much for Trump.
Right, but that would be crazy. Like in the past, if like, you know.
And now she's like RFK. Now she's completely left the party. She said, you know.
Right.
So, you know.
But that's a big shift. You know, there's, I feel like something, or at least I'm hoping, and I'm trying to play a part in America to build something that's not necessarily Republican or Democrat. Because I don't really feel like Trump is a Republican.
No, he's not. You see, and a couple more left in last year. Seneca of Arizona, and what's her Manchin out of West Virginia. He went independent. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he might be going to retire. I don't know. He was gonna, you know, but he didn't always vote with them on issues, but he just, and they didn't like that. But one thing, that's the reason he stayed in. I mean, how can a Democrat stay in West Virginia? Because that's coal country and that's all Republican. Well, the reason is because he voted on issues for his people, you know, rather than follow the party all the time.
Is that Manchin? Is that what you're talking about? So he left the Democratic Party? Really?
Yeah.
Did he join the Republican Party?
No,
he's just independent.
Okay. And there's a lot of he just,
well, good for him. I commend that.
He just said he couldn't. He said they've gone too far.
Well, that's good.
He said they've gone too far one way, and he said I just can't do it.
Well, even if he's full of shit, that's a good political move. You know.
Well, you know,
he's bought himself some time. Because that's where most America is. Most America is not Republican or Democrat.
I think a lot of Americans, they don't want extreme right. They don't want extreme left. They want somebody who's kind of, you know, you know, they want somebody that, you know, at least makes sense. You know, you may not agree with them on everything, you want somebody, hey, you know.
Well, I was watching a video today, and it's kind of interesting if you like really dig into it, like who's really calling the shots in America. And most people that have really looked into this say it's the think tanks, which you've seen them on C-SPAN a lot, right? Like the Heritage Foundation, or you know what I'm talking about?
Your 3 names.
3 names. Oh, you know who it is?
Huh?
Who is it?
Well, it's not one person, but they, you know, why is it that, you know, in the morning, 9 something, Biden says, no, I am not dropping out. And 3 hours later, he suddenly writes a letter and changes his mind.
Okay.
He said that even nobody, you know, because that morning, 3 hours earlier, he said, nobody but God can make me.
Right.
And so, you know, but that's before Beelzebub.
That's before
Nancy Beelzebub showed up, you know, spawn of Satan, you know, there. Oh boy, I know we'll be in trouble now.
No, that's fine. But you're past the 5-minute mark, so you can say whatever you need to.
You know, and I don't mean it. You know, I don't want to make it sound like, oh wow, he is. No, you know, I'm not one of them people, like a lot of people, you know, they make it sound, oh, I just hate. No, I don't hate them people. I don't, you know, I don't wish, no, I just disagree with your policies, your politics, you know. And so, but, yeah. See, there's the thing, you see, Nancy, you know, some of them say, well, you know, because she had a talk with him, she even admitted it, you know. And, in that Sunday morning interview. But anyway, you know, some folks say, well, you know, Nancy and Obama, Schumer, you know, like Nancy, you know, she kind of stabbed him in the back. I said, no. She's looking him straight in the face when she cut his throat.
Well,
when she slit his throat, she's looking him straight in the eyeball.
She had that interview, and I'm not going to try to dig for it because anyway, she said something like she went from saying that Joe Biden deserved to be on Mount Rushmore. Did you see that one?
Oh,
And within like 5 minutes later, she was like, but he hasn't really done a very good job. And I was like,
you know,
she goes, Teddy Roosevelt didn't really do a good job.
Lindsay Stahl, the host there on PBS.
Okay.
She said, so you mean that Biden's face should be on Mount Rushmore? She said that you could put Biden's face up there next to Lincoln, between Lincoln and Roosevelt. She said, oh, well, she said, and Teddy Roosevelt, she said, well, she said, he shouldn't be taken down, but she said, I don't see why not. And I'm like, I thought she was crazy, but she's not. She's plumb out of her mind.
Okay.
I mean,
you think she'll be there till she dies? Remember Dianne Feinstein?
Well,
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
No, she's just gonna turn to stone.
She'll turn to like a gargoyle.
Yeah,
she'll decorate the outside of the Senate. She'll leer down on people from her perch up above.
She's gonna be, and there's another question. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation or afterlife, but the question is, how old is she?
I don't think anyone knows. Maybe she's so old, like you know how they'll like guess their birth year. Have you ever seen those tombstones?
I don't know. Somebody said she was there when Moses struck the rock, but like, I said, nah, I think it's lower than that.
Born 1832, maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's
I'm excited to show you the difference between the two modes of doing this. This is the live. You hit the live, and we automatically go out to everybody. A lot of the podcasts you watch, I'm going to show you how that's done. So we record it. We got to record the audio separate, and then we got to pull it up in a video editor and sync the two. And already I can tell on the look on your face, you're like, wow, that sounds boring. We got to edit.
Nah, it's not boring.
It is boring.
It don't matter which one. It don't matter which way we do it. I ain't gonna get any better looking. So
I'm interested to see if we can really make it sound much different. I don't know if it's worth the time. You know what I mean? You're like this right here. You just hit the go button, and it's like this is like an 8 out of 10, I'd say.
Yeah.
If you really take the time, and it takes an incredible amount of time. It would probably take, like the normal podcast setup, we'd have that camera right there, and then you have another camera right there facing me, and another camera right there facing you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then we got to go through the entire video and cut from camera to camera.
What's all this? Is that comments?
Yeah, those are Mr. Wonderful's comments. So he said, well, I read them a second ago. He said, Jill Stein picked a vice president. I don't even know who it is, but he said whoever she picked, she's so far down, it's not going to help her at all.
Right. And
then the other one, he said, all Americans really want is to work less and make more money.
I don't know.
Mainly, Americans want to retire with a pension and Social Security. That's what he said.
Well, everybody's got a different thought on it. I tell you what, I just want the government off my back and their foot out my butt. Huh? Just,
Yeah.
Because most of us, we just want to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
All the nonsense that goes on. Nah. Most Americans are just struggling to get by. They ain't got time for all that foolishness.
I have a video I want to show you. I'm going to try to pull it up, but it was Let me dig for it. It's about being Irish. And the older I get, I know it's kind of cringe to embrace as Americans. Well, they say that. Screw them. Who cares? But it really resonated with me. And I think it'll resonate with you. Just that feeling when someone tells you what to
You
do.
know, I don't think a lot of people understand too much. They think of Ireland, but oh Lord, you know, because there's much dissension in Ireland, it still is, as there was with some Americans over our Civil War, you know, so.
For sure. I gotta dig it up. This is one of the
And that's what I said. They got all them problems over there. Shit, you can solve that. You can solve all them problems in the Middle East. All you got to do is get you a shipload of Irishmen, furnish them plenty of whiskey and weapons, and they'll take care of it about in 2 weeks because they're used to that. And Northern, Southern Ireland, that's hey, you never quit going at it.
hopefully it'll come up.
Huh?
Hopefully it'll come up.
What are you looking for?
It's a video I watched a while ago. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Oh, that's not my history. That's just videos. I want to search my history. That should work.
Mister.
No, it's
Well,
yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to. That sucks. I know I need a note about it.
well, I'm gonna have one here from Mr. Wonderful.
Okay.
Him and his cat, they're always he's got that cigarette smoking cat.
It's true. I'm just gonna look back through it. Almost want to just take this out. Just hold it. Yeah, there we go. Now I can do it. Now we don't have to have dead air. I can just talk about whatever stupid thing comes into my mind. So if you had to eat lunch, Dad, with Kamala Harris or Adam Schiff, which one would you pick?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna take me a couple pills first. I'm gonna take me a good gulp of Pepto-Bismol, and I'm gonna take me some motion sickness tablets because I'm probably gonna need them.
Yeah.
Now I don't know.
Can you say one nice thing about Adam Schiff?
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a tough one.
Yeah, but I got a whole freezer full of popsicles.
You got a freezer full of popsicles.
Yeah, a whole freezer full of popsicles.
What does that mean?
Not really.
What do you mean by that?
Nonsense.
Did you listen to Elon and Trump?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think about it?
I don't know. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Some people do.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't like that interesting, but
no,
okay.
Because some people act like but I did. Here's why I say that, because I didn't see a change in either one of them. I mean, That's just who they are,
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't nothing, some of them like, oh, I
didn't blow the doors off my mind.
so,
I didn't learn anything new.
It's nothing more or less than what I would have expected,
Right.
I mean,
what do you think about Scott Ritter being raided by the FBI?
See, that's what I'm saying. You got Tulsi Gabbard being followed around. You got Scott Ritter. And I'll tell you what, if they're wanting to take us, some people say, oh, well, like with Kamala's prosecutor, all that, what, a communist said, no, more like Venezuela, maybe. But
I found it. It took me a second.
What is that?
Oh, here you go. So this is a video talking about different kinds of governments. That's it. Hang on, let me find it. Okay. So this is it. So watch this. I love this. I want to cut this video and share it. Hey, Caleb's in here. Hey, Caleb. He said, much love, Tyler. Much love to you, brother Caleb. Oh, yeah. To your dad's comments about Americans just want to get by. Yeah, that's what Mr. Wonderful was saying.
Yeah, we're not interested in all. Now, you got some out there, they're out there raising stink going on. Most of us ain't got time for that nonsense.
Nope. Ain't got time for that nonsense. So here you go. This is one of the best videos. I'm going to cut this and put it on my channel as just why you don't mess with Irish people. Here you go. Now just think how much this relates to your own personality. Like, listen to this.
2. Freedom. It's the year 1000 AD in Iceland. Iceland is a society without a government. It was established by Vikings fleeing the unification of Norway into a single monarchy. The political structure of Iceland was that everyone met up once a year in the valley of Thingvellir. They would vote directly on various issues. Iceland didn't have a political leader, government, or bureaucracy. When someone broke the law, the electorate would declare them an outlaw and would say their neighbors could kill them and take their property without repercussions. Another very similar society was Ireland at the same time. Ireland was a society filled with various clans and tribal groups. There's a saying in Irish that every man is king of his own land. Ireland never had a centralized government, and any political growth was immediately torn down by intractable tribal warfare. That being said, the Irish were the freest people in Europe. With both of these systems, the benefits and negatives are pretty obvious. The Irish and Icelanders both had the reputation for being insane warriors. When the English colonized America with Jamestown, a lot of the guys who did so were veterans of the conquest of Ireland, and they would write, "The natives are hard to fight, but at least they're not the Irish." The English tried to have Irish indentured servants or use them as slaves in the colony.
See, actually, you talk about Irish, actually, Scots Irish, but Rome never did. Rome tried, but it was, well, for one thing, logistically, it was, they had to cross the channel, but logistically, Scotland and they gave up on that because there's too much.
Well, yeah,
too much opposition. It's too far away. And
did you hear what they said though? That guy said when they had to fight the natives in America, he goes, "Well, they're tough to fight, but at least they're not the Irish." Because the British tried to. Ireland was right next door.
Oh yeah, well, the Irish have got experience. They've been fighting each other for, they've been killing each other. They're still doing it. Every once in a while, you'll still hear of a bomb or something in Northern Ireland. So, that's why I said that. Problem in the Middle East, you can solve that about 2 weeks. Just get you a boatload of drunk Irishmen, furnish and play, and whiskey and bullets, and about 2 weeks it'll be over with.
I didn't know. I mean, I'll show my own ignorance about.
I know that sounds. I know I'm exaggerating. That's crazy.
Not really,
but
it goes way back.
Because they tend to carry a grudge forever. You know, I mean, it's never ends. You know,
You should show the people your bottle that you got over there. That would be cool.
no. Well, give me a minute.
Get it.
Give me a minute.
Here, I'll get it. Can I show them?
I'll get it.
You're good. I'm holding it. You won't pull anything off. Now, me and Dad are both dry as a bone now because we don't want to catch the Irish disease. We both, this has never been opened.
Nope.
And it will probably never be opened. But it's cool. We think it's cool. It's the history, man.
There was a time.
There was a time we were both very good at
There was
this.
a time many years ago. This wouldn't have set up there that long.
Here, hold it up in front of the camera so you can see it. Here, I'll kind of turn it so you can see it. There it is. McConnell's Irish whiskey. They reopened it back up. What year was that came out? Does it say on there?
It says the oldest whiskey brand in Ireland.
The oldest whiskey brand in Ireland. It doesn't have a year though. I feel like every whiskey in Ireland probably says it. But hey, I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah, it does. 17. I can't read it. Can you read it?
Let me see it. 1776. Hey, a good year. American freedom and McConnell Irish whiskey came about.
See there, it says.
Belfast.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Belfast. They'll see it. They get it. They get it.
There it is.
There it is, boys. Yep.
I found something last night. And
You get back on your mic. I can't really hear you.
I will. Let me get over here. Nah. Let me get my chair.
That's why I like the headphones. I think it encourages, because if you can't hear yourself, they can't hear you.
Anyway,
There you go.
I found this last night.
Oh. No? Oh, okay.
This is a bracelet that your grandma or that sent to your grandpa when he was overseas during the Korean campaign. And he told me that he wore this every day while he was in. But see, that it's a bracelet, and it's got, see, it just looks like a bracelet.
Yeah.
And on the back, she's got his U.S. service number, and it says "Love Shirley." And then this, if you take it right here,
Mm-hmm.
I got the right side. Yeah, might be this side. Yeah, and open this up. Look at that. Look, her picture's in there.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Here, I'm going to show them on the...
Okay.
Hang on, I'm going to put this down a second.
So it's been around a while.
It's Grandma Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think she is in that?
I don't know. She's young.
She passed away when I was in 8th grade. And she found out she had cancer. And she had one of my favorite. She had my favorite response to cancer I've ever heard.
What's that?
She goes, we were trying to encourage her to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Remember? And she said, she found out she had cancer. She goes, good. I don't like living much anyway.
that sounds like something she'd say.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Well, does one thing about my mother, you know, a lot of people, you know, you have these people say, I wonder if they like me or not. Oh, if you knew her, you'd know.
You'd know.
Yeah, you know, there wasn't a thought. I don't think there's many thoughts went through her brain that it didn't activate her tongue.
One of my favorite stories is Grandpa Duke saying she had a job for like a couple weeks. She worked at the shoe factory or something.
Yeah.
And he said it put her in such a horrible mood, he begged her to quit.
Yeah.
Which, bless her heart. I was like, because Grandpa is like, you know, the closest person I can think of walking on water. He's has the patience of Job.
Oh, yeah.
And she just needled him every day of his life for 50 years.
Yeah. Your mother, you say, you know, your grandma would say, take it back. You know,
take
something back to Walmart. And she said, I did, but they said they couldn't take it back. She said, give it to me. I'll go take it.
Me.
And guess what? They took it back. They would take it back. Just get it out of the store.
I know. I loved it.
You're going to take back my grandson's laser tag game. That sign says 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And guess who's not satisfied? Shirley McConnell.
Who's your boss? That was always the question.
Said,
who's your boss? And then they'd come out and they'd be like, ma'am, we can't help you. And she goes, who's your boss? I'll call Bentonville. We'll go to the top. This $20 laser tag game is going to be taken back. And she always got her wish. You get pissed off enough in the corporation, they'll give you what you want.
Yeah. Well, she didn't really make a scene. She just wouldn't. It was you know.
Thanks, Mr. Wonderful. It's been a while. We dealt with it.
What's that?
He said, sorry for the loss of your grandmother.
Oh, it's been
22 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But we have pleasant memories of her. She was she cracked us up.
Oh, Lord.
She,
you know, at the time,
at the time
when I was young, you know, and you was talking about the Irish. I told my dad, I said, you know, because she was very protective, and that's probably because, and we had loved her to death, but we had a lot of opposition because she liked to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that is because, see, I lost a brother, and
right,
and so I think that made her very protective. And as I grew older, and I told my dad one time, I said, why in the world? I said, you know, because I'd make up my mind. I'd go there and I'd say, you know, no matter what she says, I'm going to be nice. And I told Dad, I said, how come we can't be in the room? How come we can't be in the room together for 3 minutes and we're at a... He said, that's because you're too much alike.
You guys are.
I don't know if that's true or not, but...
Yeah, I can see it. I mean,
well, I think what it wasn't that we so much alike. It was that we were both independent type of people.
Yeah.
Who didn't like no form, who didn't like control.
Let me finish this video real quick so you can see it. Hang on.
Colonization tried to, and they would write down for being insane warriors. When the English colonized America with Jamestown, a lot of the guys who did so were veterans of the conquest of Ireland, and they would write, the natives are hard to fight, but at least they're not the Irish. The English tried to have Irish indentured servants or use them as slaves in the colonization of the New World. They stopped trying since the Irish had a nasty habit of slitting their masters' throats in their sleep. My father's
That's the one that stuck with me because I don't know if you've ever felt that. I remember my first year of teaching, I had a student, he was like, well, why didn't the slaves in the South just rise up and kill their masters, you know?
Right.
And I had trouble. I was a little closer to grad school. I still had lib brain a little bit.
Well,
but I mean, that is my Irish heart. I'm like, you know, someone puts me in slavery. Well, I'm going to die trying to kill you.
A few times they did.
I mean,
you know, they don't teach you much at school.
Right.
You know, like you had the Nat Turner Rebellion.
Yes.
But the problem is with the vast majority, though, it's kind of like it's
the way it is.
It's kind of like well, let me use the proper word for the woke folks.
You don't have to worry about that.
it's kind of like in corrections, okay? Department of Corrections. You know, you know, you know.
Well, I heard. Oh, you go ahead. I want to cut you off.
Well, you know, you have one officer and he'll be in a wing with, 75, 76 offenders. And it's like, why don't they just take over? And they could at any time.
Yeah.
They could have us anytime they want. But what it is they have the same trouble we have here in America today, getting people to rise up is organization.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be the boss.
Right.
And the other thing is there's so many that, well, if I join you and you all and nobody else does, then oh wow, we're gonna be in big trouble.
Well, I don't want to name any names because I don't want
it's gonna be the end. And another thing, they know what the end result will be.
This happened in my own life. They started a new political party, and I really liked everything they had to say. And I tried to join it, but they wouldn't let me because of the political organization I'm already in. And I was like, well, this is, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't be in our club because you're already in that club. And it's like, I want the clubs to come together and get bigger and more powerful. And they're like, nope, sorry, that's not going to happen. But that's kind of what you're saying. In prison, there's all the
mostly. I can't speak for anybody else, but it's not that bad if you show mutual respect,
right?
Because there's three things, you don't do everything that they want, and you can say no, but there's three things you don't do. I can say, no, I ain't going to do that. Well, if you say that, mean it. You see, and there's three things you do. Don't mess with the food, don't mess with the mail, and don't lie.
Don't lie in prison? Is that one of the rules?
Don't lie to them.
Isn't that hilarious?
It is. I tell you what, some of those folks got a greater code of honor.
Oh, I'm
than
sure.
The people out here on the street. But I'll tell you what, they respect. I'll tell you how it goes because, not that I didn't have to help out other people, but as far as I did, I worked administrative segregation. I worked solitary confinement, death row for 3 years. And, always had voluntary compliance. Didn't have any trouble. And the thing about it is, it just don't, because it's like with any profession, it's like your greatest problem with working there would have been your biggest problem won't be the offenders. It'll be the officers you work with. If you work with a good bunch, it can be good. And, you can have one bad guy and he just makes it hard on everybody. So.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I've heard some stories of real crooked COs, corrections officers.
And I would say it's the same way at the police, you have one or two bad eggs and
spoil the whole bunch.
Well, it doesn't spoil the whole bunch, but that's what the public
That's what people think. Yeah. Well, I know one of the best books I've ever read was by he was a Black Panther. What was his name?
Because I've always had guys tell me, I used to always say,
George Jackson.
Show respect because you might meet him on the street someday.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I can honestly say when I where I worked, I had a lot of them tell me, they knew I was leaving. I said, man, good for you. You're too good for this place. You know, and I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
it's just
Well, it's almost like a public service role. It's almost like a teacher. Like you need good people in there. It's a job. Somebody's got to do it, you know,
yeah.
and you want good people in there.
It's different, you know. Now, like in county, they see them come and go all the time. But,
Yeah.
you know, if you see somebody every day for several years, and you know, sometimes you spend more time around them than you do with your own family. So
I want to finish this video real quick. Mr. Wonderful said a better one is Fire of Learning. I'm sure it is, man. I just like this Irish part. Let's see if there's anything left on here.
Side of the family, since the Irish had nasty used them as slaves in the colonization of the New World. They stopped trying since the Irish had a nasty habit of slitting their masters' throats in their sleep. My father's side of the family is Irish, and my dad told me dozens of times growing up, it is better to spend a day on your feet than a life on your belly. Honor is the most important thing in life, or we're only barely civilized. The Irish were known for fighting with incredible fanaticism, in which the English literally needed to kill a third of Ireland's population, alongside wiping out its entire ruling class to get the Irish to submit. Then the Irish kept on launching revolts, constructing their entire identity around resisting. When Ireland got independence,
Look at that picture.
yeah,
that is I love what he says here too. Like this is what to me like America will never be conquered by another country, because I'm trying to think of who it was. JD Vance is from that area, like that Kentucky area. That's a bunch of Irish descendants, and he made the point. What was his name? Oh, he's like my favorite conservative. I'm trying to think of his name. He's on Viva Frei. Robert Barnes. He said that Irish stock is a lot of the reason that Appalachia has that stereotype. Like the Hatfields and McCoys, like you don't want to come on my property, dude.
That was all settled by Scott.
You don't want to come on my property. That's not going to go well for you.
But see,
you know?
They're making a mistake. See, we learned that during COVID. You make a mistake when you make mandates and tell Americans you have to do this.
Yeah,
because Americans,
it's not going to work.
Americans are the type of people you can ask them and tell them why they need to do it, and they'll probably do it for you. But if you tell them you're going to do it and you ain't got no choice, they're kind of like an old mule. He's going to stop and think, well, is this in my best interest or not? You know.
Well, let's finish this part real quick. Let's go up higher on the list here.
Constructing their entire identity around resisting. When Ireland got independence in order to take back the North, the Irish created the bloodiest and most successful terrorist movement in history. I've read a bunch of Icelandic sagas. Reading them, it's obvious how courageous and tough the Vikings were. There are so many incredibly heroic and Chadly content among the characters. I think we all know, though, that the Vikings raided and invaded so many.
So yeah, it goes on to the Norway, but that was something. That part right there stuck out to me. Like this part right here.
Back the North, the Irish created the bloodiest resisting. When Ireland got independence in order to take back the North, the Irish created the bloodiest and most successful terrorist movement in history. I've read a bunch of
right, because they were doing it. Those guys.
Yeah.
Like you're okay. Like the British came in and they were like, hey, we're gonna take this over. And
when
don't you kind of feel that in your blood? Don't you feel like, okay, you try to do that to me, I'm gonna make this really hard for you. This is not gonna be fun for you.
For me?
No, I mean if somebody tries to like make you a slave.
Well, you know.
But I thought immediately of you, because me and you, you can feel it. Can't you feel it when you get mad?
I don't
like
know.
I try really hard not to get mad. Because I don't trust myself at all when I get mad.
I'm so much different than when I was younger. I got more self-control. You know, I just don't. I mean, I just
You've mellowed out, you mean? You used to get in a lot of fights when you were a kid, didn't you?
every day, but I think
I didn't really have that. in me.
I think
But I can feel myself get mad. I can feel myself get
I-
so mad that
yeah.
I like don't trust myself.
and as I got older and I got saved and I said, you know what? You know how lucky you are that I'm saved. Because the only thing that keeps me from, you got to have that. You got to have that line that you don't cross. And I think, and there's another thing. I'm not like that, but I think every human being is capable of anything. But most people, unlike serial killers or something, most people have a internal line in the sand that they're not going to cross.
Yeah, most people.
Most people, but yeah, I thank God that the older I get, that I've got a conscience, and that I think when I was younger, I think my problem when, like, I was in grade school and stuff, my problem was, that's like when I feel sorry, that's like when I see on the news or something and I see kids getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, oh no,
Mm.
and I know they're probably afraid, maybe, but I'm thinking, okay, I've been whipped before. Do you want to whip me every day? Because I'll be back tomorrow.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying.
Unless you want to kill me,
with that picture.
and what it is, the bullies usually pick on the ones that,
I mean,
don't give them resistance.
if someone bullied me, I don't even want to say on the microphone what I would do. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that out there. It would not go well.
I said, well, yeah, so what if you do? I mean, here's the thing about it, you can do that, but you never know when you'll walk around a corner someday and a baseball bat will hit you upside the head. So
Which, if I remember, may or may not be a story from your own childhood.
I'm ashamed of that.
That's okay. Oliver Cromwell is still one of the most hated men in Ireland.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on Oliver Cromwell, the King Killer, and I was gonna bring this up earlier that I didn't understand how many Protestants and Catholics killed each other in Europe. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know like 50% of the German population, like in the 1400s, killed each other over the Protestant Catholic?
Well, here's the thing. They worry about this country, that regime. First of all, and even today in the Middle East,
the peasant revolts.
Even today in the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, all this. Okay. It's the politicians. They think they can solve it by just no. This is a religious war. Okay. There's been more people killed in the name of religion, than anything else. Look at the Crusades, there was hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Protestant martyrs, that were killed for their belief, so. And it's not something that started yet. That started yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's been going on since.
Well, I wanted to make this joke last time we did the stream because we were joking about which one of us was more white. Remember the white dudes for Harris?
Oh my gosh!
This is a total non sequitur now, but I was so mad that I did not make this joke at the end of the stream because it would have been perfect. And now it's completely I don't know why I'm doing it now.
Oh,
But-
I watched the video today. I'll just see that. I think I saved it on my playlist. That I know I did because I said Tyler's got to see this. They were interviewing this, and this one lady, she has a Trump store.
Okay.
Now, the funny part about it, her and her husband are black, and they got Trump shirts with the Confederate flag on it. And
Okay.
she's also selling these.
I bet the liberals love that.
Oh, she said, they said, well, who buys these? And she said, black folks. She said,
Yeah.
One person told me, she said that they actually use, because she's selling these things, they look like a credit card, and they're called a white privilege card.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, one person said, she said, one lady I know said she got stopped by the cops and she showed it and said the cop laughed so hard he said, here. He didn't even give her a ticket.
Oh, that's fun.
Because he said, you know,
Yeah, I got to buy one of those.
she was a black lady and she flashed her white privilege card.
Imagine if you had a ghetto pass and a white privilege card. Boy, you could go anywhere. But anyway, do you know what phrenology is? Well, there goes the monetization on this video.
Well,
Do you know what phrenology is?
we can come back to it.
Do you know what phrenology is?
No. Phonology, like your phonics? Is that what you're talking about? No.
Here it is. So, it involves the measurement of bumps on the skull to predict mental traits. But I was gonna make the joke that me and you, we were gonna go measure each other's skulls. We're gonna measure each
Do
other's.
what?
We're gonna measure each other's skulls after the stream to see which one of us is more white.
Oh my God.
Because whoever's more white, then we need to apologize more. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord. These people, you know what? They need a life.
Yeah. Well,
Most of us, you know, most people, you got time to worry about all that.
I got time to worry about that. You know, I should have saved that for the crossover, but whatever. We got it in there. So we're gonna shut down this stream, and me and Dad are going to record for another hour, and I'm gonna show you how to edit the video, and we're gonna
Okay.
compare the two and see if there's one way we want to do it over the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know. Anyway.
So dislike this video, unsubscribe from my channel, and if you can find a way to steal money from me, do it. Okay. That's what I
do. What?
Well, I hate when YouTubers are like, remember to like, subscribe, and click that
Lord.
bell.
You know what?
And then they put the little thing. I'm
Here's
like,
what
"Bing,
gets me.
bing, bing." So I say, dislike the video, unsubscribe, and take money from me somehow.
You know,
go spend money on yourself.
most of these YouTubers are just like politicians. Because you ever notice, I noticed this here the other day, you know, they'll get on there and they say, you know, because you got a few of them, and they'll say, you know what, that's why I don't accept, what do they call it, when they take money from a advertiser and to promote their product.
Right.
And they'll say, you know, I'm above that and I don't do that. But like and subscribe. We need your views. Sure you do, because you want that check. You know.
Yeah, if you didn't care about money, why would you tell them to like or subscribe? Well, I guess
and
maybe
there's nothing wrong with it, but just be honest about it.
Let's go into
I
this.
don't have a problem with it. Just be honest about it.
We're gonna switch to the other video, and I'm gonna do this in one take. I'm not leaving Dad's house until I have this edited and uploaded, because I'm if I like stop and then say I'm gonna come back to it, I forget what I did, and then I never do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're gonna record it. I'm immediately gonna edit it, and we're gonna upload it.
Okay.
Or otherwise, I'll never do it. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll check back in an hour or two, and we'll have another video for you. All right. I love you guys. See you soon, Mr. Wonderful. Thanks for stopping by.
He'll be back.
Oh, yeah. We'll debut it, Dad, and then we'll watch it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wonderful. Said Grandma Shirley was pretty. What a guy. All right. Bye, everybody. See you in a minute.
Yeah, she was Irish too.
Double Irish and a little German in there.
Yeah.
And a little Jew in there.
Well, German Jew.
Can't be
Scots, Irish, and German Jew.
can't be
Can't beat that
anti-Semitic.
combination. I mean,
Nope.
you know.
Or keep digging for that African ancestry, Dad. We know it's in there somewhere.
Anyway.
All right. Now me and Dad are gonna go measure our skulls.
I wanted to